Few people know that the German doing the Nazi salute on the podium behind Black American athlete Jesse Owens, Luz Long, would become close friends with Owens. In 1936, at the Berlin Olympics, amidst a regime preaching racial superiority, an extraordinary friendship formed between American athlete Jesse Owens and German long jumper Luz Long. Long lived in Nazi Germany, where everyone was told each day of the supposed superiority of the Aryan race, but he himself didn't feel that way at all. Since the 1936 Olympics, until the days of World War II, Long and Owens exchanged letters. Even when Long was sent off to war, fighting in North Africa and Sicily, the two men still wrote to each other, checking in on one another as they wrote of their wives, their families, hopes, fears, and loves. Despite the racial ideologies, Jesse and Luz formed a bond that transcended borders and conflict. James Cleveland J.C. Owens was born September 12, 1913, in Oakville, Alabama. His parents were sharecroppers. They had 10 children. Jesse was the youngest. When Jesse was 9 years old, the family moved to Cleveland, Ohio. When enrolling in school, he told his teacher his name was J.C. The teacher misunderstood and called him Jesse. For the rest of his life, he was known as Jesse. His passion for running was noticed by the high school track coach Charles Riley, who trained and encouraged him in track and field. Throughout his life, Jesse would credit him for the successes in his athletic career. Luz was a nickname, since his name was actually Carl Ludwig Long. He was born in Leipzig in 1913 into a family of 5 children, whose father was the pharmacist Karl Hermann Long and mother Johanna Hesse. He also had a distinguished great-great-grandfather, the chemist Justus von Liebig. Karl entered the city's university to study law and was still pursuing his career when he began practicing athletics, excelling in the long jump and triple jump. In 1936, he held the European long jump record. In 1964, Olympic filmmaker Bud Greenspan made the movie Jesse Owens Returns to Berlin. In the film, Owens explains to Luz Long's son, Kai, what happened during the long jump. In the qualifying round, Owens failed on his first 2 attempts, a third miss, and Owens wouldn't make it to the final.
Carl, you probably don't know it, but your father was greatly responsible for my winning the broad jump in 1936. On the first 2 jumps, I fouled on one and didn't go far enough on the other. And your father came to my assistance, and he helped me measure a foot back of the takeoff board, and he held the tape until I measured a foot back as far as my takeoff was concerned. And then I came down and I hit between these 2 marks, and therefore I qualified, and that led to the victory in the running broad jump.
Luz shared a technique with Jesse that helped him to qualify on his last jump. It's a stereotype-busting story, the image of the blonde, blue-eyed German supremacy helping his black competitor. It's a story that was included in recent press releases from track and field governing bodies to help promote the events in Berlin, honoring Owens and Long. Adolf Hitler envisioned the 1936 Berlin Olympics as a grand spectacle showcasing Aryan superiority. Owens's 4 gold medals shattered this myth on the world stage. His victories proved that athletic excellence transcended racial ideology, dealing a significant blow to Nazi propaganda efforts. Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. On August 3rd, he won the 100-meter race in 10.3 seconds. On August 4th, in the long jump competition, he jumped 8.06 meters, 26 feet 5 inches, to defeat German Karl Luz Long. On August 5th, he won the 200-meter sprint in 20.7 seconds. And on August 9th, Jesse, as a member of the 4x 100-meter relay team, won the race in 39.8 seconds. However, 3 experiences in particular will be remembered in history. 1. Jesse Owens did not fit the Nazi ideology of the superiority of the Aryan master race because of his color. Hitler refused to personally congratulate Jesse after his wins, and neither did U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. 2. Due to German government pressure, U.S. head coach Lawson Robertson replaced Marty Glickman and Sam Stoller, the 2 Jewish members of the 4x100 relay team, with Jesse Owens and his teammate Ralph Metcalf. Jesse objected to this change, but was told by Coach Robertson to do as you are told. 3. Jesse would remember and honor his friendship with his German long jump competitor, Luz Long, for the rest of his life. Despite his Olympic triumph, Owens returned to a segregated America. He raced against horses for money and worked as a gas station attendant and a playground janitor. Using his fame to his advantage, Owens began working in public relations in the 1950s, traveling the country and making paid appearances at public events. This stark contrast between his international recognition and domestic struggles exposed the deep hypocrisy of racism in the United States. Jesse and Luz became friends at the Olympics and corresponded for years after that. Jesse would say of his Olympic friendship with Luz, "It took a lot of courage for him to befriend me in front of Hitler. You can melt down all the medals and cups I have, and they wouldn't be a plating for the 24-carat friendship that I felt for Luz Long at that moment." In North Africa in 1943, in the desert, Luz Long wrote his final letter to Jesse Owens, a man he called his brother, his last ever known words, and they are haunting. "I am here, Jesse, where it seems there is only the dry sand and the wet blood. I do not fear so much for myself, my friend Jesse. I fear for my woman who is home, and my young son Carl, who has never really known his father. My heart tells me, if I be honest with you, that this is the last letter I shall ever write. If it is so, I ask you something. It is a something so very important to me. It is you go to Germany when this war done. Someday find my Carl and tell him about his father. Tell him, Jesse, what times were like when we not separated by war. I'm saying, tell him how things can be between men on this earth. If you do this something for me, this thing that I need the most to know will be done. I do something for you now. I tell you something I know you want to hear, and it is true. That hour in Berlin when I first spoke to you, when you had your knee upon the ground, I knew that you were in prayer. Then I not know how I know. Now I do. I know it is never by chance that we come together. I come to you that hour in 1936 for purpose more than der Berliner Olympiade, and you, I believe, will read this letter, while it should not be possible to reach you ever, for purpose more even than our friendship. I believe this shall come about because I think now that God will make it come about. This is what I have to tell you, Jesse. I think I might believe in God. And I pray to him that, even while it should not be possible for this to reach you ever, these words I write will still be read by you, your brother, Luz. Jesse Owens received the letter, but by this time his friend and brother Luz had been transferred to Sicily. He died defending it during the Allied invasion. More than 30 years after the war, an elderly Jesse Owens traveled to Germany and found Carl Long, the son of his best friend. That's Carl and Jesse Owens in this video. Jesse Owens kept his promise to his best friend, to see his son, to tell him about the father he never knew, to tell him of their friendship, to tell him father was a good man, a brave man, and honorable man. Jesse Owens himself died shortly after meeting Carl.
We posed as his father and I did on the grass of the stadium. And though it may seem a little childish, doing it brought back memories of a warm interlude in my life, when a fellow athlete showed a special grace and a special courtesy when I needed help. I've experienced many moments in the sun, but perhaps the most rewarding was to have Luz Long beside me on the winner's platform.